everyone, welcome to Book Talk Tuesdays. I'm Miss Jessica. I'm one of the youth and teen librarians at the Chelsea District Library, and this is an episode of Book Talk Tuesdays where I will be talking with a special guest about some great new and old books that you will love to read.
And hi, thanks for having me, Jessica. My name is Amy, and I also work at the Chelsea Library. I work at the checkout desk, so you might see me there.
Yeah, and I asked Amy today because she is a prolific reader and she loves to read everything. Even though she's a grown-up, she loves to read kids' books too.
Definitely.
So our theme today for Book Talk Tuesdays is easy, breezy, funny summer reads that you will just love reading. These are books that if you need just a couple more hours to push you into completing your challenge for summer reading, these are going to be great ones to pick up. There are some really funny books that we're going to talk about, as well as ones that are just really light and lighthearted and easy to read. So I'm going to get started. Oh, can't forget, if you want to check out any of these books for yourself, the library is now doing curbside pickup, so you can go on the catalog or call a librarian and we'll help you put some of these books on hold. You can also get some of these books as ebooks or e-audiobooks through our two reading apps. There's the Libby app, which goes with the Overdrive website, so you might hear both of those. And there's also the Hoopla app, which is great for ebooks and comics too. So the first book I have today is actually a series by Kate DiCamillo. The series is Mercy Watson, and it's one of my favorite books for younger readers. It's a beautiful illustrated chapter book series. The first book is called Mercy Watson to the Rescue. And Mercy is a pig. She lives with her family, the Watsons, and she loves to snuggle up in bed with the Watsons at night. But she's a pig, and one night the bed breaks. Mercy gets startled by the big crack, and she runs out of the room and the house. And the Watsons think that she has gone to get the fire department to rescue them. But Mercy gets a little distracted along the way and doesn't come back as quickly as they think she should. So I would really recommend this book to younger readers who are ready for chapter books. But I think older readers and even parents would enjoy it too, because Kate DiCamillo has won 2 Newbery medals as well as a slew of other awards. So she brings her amazing award-winning writing style even to this chapter book series for younger kids.
And who doesn't love Kate DiCamillo, and a story about a pig? I mean, how good is that? There you go. All right, the first one that I'm going to talk about is an older book, but it's also the start of a series. It's the first book in a series. It's called The Penderwix, and this is one of my favorite books. I love it. My all-time favorite book is Little Women, and this kind of reminded me of that, except maybe when the girls were younger and in summer. So it's a perfect read for right now. It's they take their summer vacation, their summer holiday with their dad, and there's 4 sisters in the book. And I only had 1 sister. I always wanted more. But there are 4 very distinct personalities in this family with the girls. You can find someone that you can relate to. In addition to the 4 girls, there's a very interesting boy, some rabbits, and even a bull. So there are a lot of rescues, a few close calls, and some saving and different escapes and different things. So it's a really fun book for this time of year to read. And if you like it, which I imagine you will, you can follow the characters in the next 3 or 4 books in the series. And the last one was just recent. So it spans a nice period of these girls' history. So you get to really follow that family and catch on to one of those characters that you find to be your favorite. So I really recommend this book. I think you'll love it.
I love The Penderwix. It's one of my favorite series. I think that's a great choice, especially for summertime, for sure. Mm-hmm. So my next book recommendation is quite different from The Penderwix. The title of the book is called TBH, This Is So Awkward. And it might sound a little bit strange to have a texting abbreviation in the title of a book, but it's not strange for this one. The entire book, and in fact, all the books in the series, are written as an exchange of text messages, emails, and notes passed in class between a group of friends. They have been BFFs forever since birth. Cicely, Priyanka, and Gabby, they're super close. They're in middle school, and they usually just chat about things like going to their first boy-girl party or just all the stuff going on at school. And they end up letting a new girl into their group text and things don't really go as smoothly as you would hope that they would. They aren't exactly mean to her, but they're not very nice either. Some things go down at school with cell phone usage, and the three friends have to figure out how to make amends with the new girl, as well as get the whole student body to get unmad at them about the cell phone thing again. I really love this series. It reads super, super fast. And it's actually kind of the 2020 version of epistolary novels, which are usually older books that are written as letters back and forth between two characters. But in this version, the letters are text messages and emails instead.
Wow, that sounds actually really good. And a fast read, like you said, a fast read.
Super fast.
If they're looking for something really quick to just finish their reading challenge or whatever, that would be perfect.
Exactly.
All right, the second book that I'd like to talk about is also part of a series, but this one is a series that actually started a long time ago. And when I listened to it on audio, it was an e-audio book on Hoopla, then the author started by saying, well, you need to go back 25 years and listen to the first book, and that kind of confused me a little. So I did look up the first book to get the history of the thing, but it's all set in a school, and it's called, the book is actually called Cloud of Doom. It's the Wayside School series. And the school is a 30-story school, and it was built sideways. So it's 30 stories tall. You usually think of school buildings as longer, but this one is really tall. And all of the characters and teachers are extremely quirky in this book. They've all got a lot of little neat habits or personalities. I think my favorite was the girl with opposite-tosis. And I think maybe that was just because I like the word and I like to say it, your opposite-tosis. But they go through having a cloud of doom above their school, and it changes people's personality just a little bit, each one in a kind of a different way. While that cloud is over their school, they're having a test of all tests. They're having this ultimate test, and it ends up that it really works into each student's best strengths. It has something for everybody. So if you aren't a traditional lover of school, this might have something for you. They've got like one of the things I thought was hilarious was at lunchtime they had spaghetti and feet balls. And I just thought that was kind of interesting. And then there's some reading of long books. They have all kinds of fun things. And then there's a really interesting concept with nail clippings. So you need to read it and find out what that's all about. That part was quite interesting, but it was a really fun book to read. And I think I would go back and read the rest of them after reading this one, just because I'd really like to hear a little bit more about these teachers and students, because they have such great fun personalities. I ended up laughing out loud quite a few times. So I recommend this one for a laugh.
It's been a long time since I read a Wayside School book, so I'll definitely have to check out the new one and maybe reread the older ones too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my last book I want to talk about today is called Ways to Make Sunshine by Renee Watson. This is a brand new book. It just came out this spring. In fact, I don't think it's even quite on the shelves yet, although it might be by the time you watch this video. The main character is a girl named Ryan Hart, and she just always looks at the sunny side of life. She loves to spend time with her friends and her family. And things are a little bit tight at home right now. Her parents have had to sell their second car. Her dad has been out of work, but he just got a new job. They're going to move to a new home that's a little bit smaller and older than the one they currently live in, but things are looking up. She loves to invent new recipes, and sometimes they don't always work out the way she thinks that they should. And her brother's a little bit infuriating sometimes, as brothers can often be. So what I love about this book is that the author really wanted to set out to write a series that felt like the Ramona books by Beverly Cleary, that's really about family and friendship and just being a kid. But she wanted to make sure that this book focused on a Black family, because that's something that we don't always see in children's literature and children's books. So I think that this is a great book for everybody to read. And I'm really looking forward to what she writes next. Usually Renee Watson writes for teens and even adults. So this is kind of exciting to see her write a book for kids.
Oh, that sounds really good too. All right, the last book I want to talk about is a series I had not heard of either. It is called Mac Be Kid Spy, and the first book here is called Mac Undercover. It is by Mac Barnett, and the first thing I realized when I looked at that is, gosh, Mac, it's the same name as the title character. And it actually is about the title character. He tells you that this is about him when he was a kid, before he was an author, and he was a spy. And even though a lot of authors write about things that aren't true, all of this is very true. It has all happened to him. The other thing I found really neat was that it happened in the 1980s, which for some kids nowadays might seem like a long time ago, but there was a lot of things in there that made a lot of sense to me from when I was younger. So Mac, as a spy, gets a call from the Queen of England. How often you're going to get that happen? And there is something with the crown jewels. Some of the crown jewels have been stolen. So I'm not going to tell you which part of the crown jewels have been stolen, but you're going to learn a little bit more about what the crown jewels are. They weren't what I pictured them to be either necessarily, so we'll see. But so Mac gets to fly on a plane. He gets to go to London. He gets to meet the Queen. He finds out about, he goes to the Tower of London, and then they find out there's a little issue with the King of France. So he ends up going to France. He goes to the Louvre, which is a famous art museum, and he actually attempts to steal the Mona Lisa. So there's some really, really far-fetched, but just very fun things that happen in this book. He does end up even from there going on to Moscow. So you're going to learn a little bit of history and some geography too, which is kind of, I think, a really good thing. It's always nice to learn along with enjoying a book. The other thing that was really cool was the illustrations in this book were really, really fun. They were just really good. He also gets one of the Queen's corgis, so that corgi Freddie is part of the story, which is kind of cute. And it ends as it ends, he's getting another call after he gets back home from the Queen. So this one definitely has some other books that come after it too, and I would definitely pick this one up if you'd like to laugh. If you like any kind of mystery spy sort of things at all, it's a great read. It was a fast read, but it's got some real, Mac is a really cool character, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It reminded me a little bit of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but a little bit younger, geared toward a little bit younger ages, and just fun illustrations that just made me laugh. I could guess what was going to happen by looking at the illustration before I read the story, which is kind of nice.
That is great. I love it when the pictures really support what's happening in the story too. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Amy, for joining me today. I hope that everyone heard about a book they would like to read and that you are able to check something out from the library, either through curbside pickup or an ebook. If you would like to contact the library to put one of these books on hold, you can either email a librarian at ref@chelseadistrictlibrary.org, or you can give us a call at 734-475-8732, extension 219. And you can talk to a librarian and put these books on hold. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Thanks, Jessica. Bye.